Alright everybody, this is Unreal Odin, and you are watching Let's Play Gacha Force Part 16. Anyways, we're gonna go right off and do a training battle against Tetsuya and Kotaro. So I did acquire a Flame Ninja off screen, and this is one of the funnest borgs to use. I wouldn't call it one of the better borgs, but I'd still call it pretty fun. It's pretty darn expensive to use, and it's not all that practical, but it is definitely fun to use. As you can see, once you get up close, you can do nice fire attacks. You've got a really good, actually, a B projectile to use from far away. Then you have your X attack, which recharges over a little bit of a long time, and that basically turns you into like a fire missile thing. That right there. And it continuously hits the opponent, and as you can see, I just took out a normal ninja with one of those X attacks. The thing I really do like about Flame Ninja, though, is that he has a very extensive melee range of different attacks. I mean, sometimes he turns into a fireball and goes upwards. Sometimes he uses like a little combo with like his flamethrowers. When you do an air, you can actually use the flamethrower thing in the air and hit them once, and that leads into an even better combo where you can use it in the air once, just exactly how I did it, right there. You use it in the air once, land on the ground immediately, and use the other 3, so you can get 4 hits from that flamethrower in. But as I said, Flame Ninja is pretty dang expensive to use. I think he's like $640 or something like that. But he looks really cool too. And that X attack of his has some trouble locking on sometimes, I've noticed. A lot more than some of the other attacks that Gacha borgs use. And I actually lost him. So I'll have to finish the fight with my trusty Shuriken Ninja.
Alright, we did it!
And we got ourselves a powered gunman. That's pretty sweet. After a long succession of Death Force, we can finally battle Show.
Right? Okay.
I love how Ku looks so calm and happy when he says that. Like, okay, let's do it. And Show's like all serious. Think about this as our final battle. Takes life too seriously, according to Ku. Anyways, for this battle, I decided to throw in Command Girl, just because it is a very good matchup against some of Show's Gacha borgs. So this will be our final showdown with Show, and this is the last battle we will have to win to get him on our side. And I think I mentioned this before, but if you lose any of the battles against Show, then he will not be on your side, and you'll have to live through the game without Show. Although we are nearing the end of the game. So, Flame Ninja isn't actually that good of a matchup against Wing. Frick, what's it called? Wing. Oh, somebody in the comments will remind me. Well, I know, but it's just not in my brain right now for some reason. I actually caught strep throat or some sort of sore throat sickness, and my throat's feeling a little bit better right now as of this moment, but I'm sure it'll start feeling a little bit worse later on in the day. So I'm taking this opportunity because I have it to record. So as you can see, this command girl is making quick work of Show's Gotcha Borgs. But unfortunately, command girl doesn't have that big of a health bar, so gets taken down pretty quickly. So we pull out our Gatling Gunner, and now we can hopefully defeat Show's Garuda, which is his Anubis wing. Blade Wing, that's what it's called. Yeah, sorry, it just came to me. It's called Blade Wing. Alright, so his special Anubis wing Borg, Garuda. And I think Garuda looks really freaking cool. So we weren't actually able to take him out with our Gatling Gunner, so we'll just have to do some damage with Yoji Red. And what a perfect finish that was. I mean, that was just so epic. Like my special Borg against Show's special Borg, you know, it was just the perfect moment. Anyways, we got our A crystal for Blade Wing. And you know what that means? We got ourselves a Blade Wing. One of my favorite Gotcha Borgs.
Right?
Alright, so now we have another very heavy story-heavy battle. Actually, no, hold on. I'm getting way ahead of myself. This isn't a very story-heavy battle. Story-heavy. I'm just mixing up my words right now. Anyways. We just have to kill some UFOs. It's not that difficult, but it is very fun to do. Decided to get rid of the Flame Ninja here because he's not going to be that useful for this fight. And I couldn't actually decide who I should put in for this battle. And I just went with a Jet Hero. So we only have 3 enemies for this fight. We've got our Death UFO and our 2 flying UFOs, flying saucers I believe they're called. And they're just smaller versions of the UFO. So I'd actually recommend taking out the smaller guys first, because they don't have a very large health bar, so they're pretty easy to take down. Whereas the big guy up here who I'm shooting at right now has a very hefty health bar. That little green attack he's doing right now, I believe it'll one-hit kill you. I can't say for sure though. But see, these flying saucer guys are not that difficult to deal with. So since I could only showcase Blade Wing for like 5 seconds, I'm gonna explain him a little bit more in depth in the next battle. So now we have unlocked a couple of new fights, but they aren't very, like, mandatory. So we're just gonna go right for the decisive battle, defeat the Cosmic Dragon.
The Galactic Emperor's top
And doesn't that
order
Akuma
is
Samurai just look so
destruction.
cool? Anyways, first thing you're gonna want to do is take out these smaller dragons. And some people may have a difference of opinion. Some people don't even like to take out these dragons at all. They find it easier to deal with. I personally think it's easier to take him out and kill Orochi, because they make that. And see how I just wasted almost half of a belt of ammo just on that one attack because of that little gravity thing. Basically, that little gravity ball that these dragons send out sucks in all the projectiles that you use, so you have to get in line with it so that it sucks towards the dragon. Just as I'm doing now. So this dragon's almost done. And we got it. So before I want to take out that Akuma Samurai, we have to deal with a Ruby and Sapphire Knight. But turns out I did manage to take out that Akuma Samurai, and now we're left with an Elemental Knight. Now the Elemental Knight will not do that much damage to you, but it's just kind of annoying. It'll randomly shoot a fist out at you and knock you out of your combo or whatnot. Anyways, we finally get our wing, or blade wing. And essentially you have your standard projectile, which is with all the wing borgs, and by I mean the blade wing and Anubis wing. You get your 3-burst projectile, which I just used there. I think I used 2 bursts there. And when you charge up your B attack, you are able to throw your axe. And this is his most significant attack. I actually prefer the blade wing to the Anubis wing, whereas most people prefer the Anubis wing. The Anubis wing shoots a giant fireball out of its chest instead of the giant axe throw. There's a pro and a con. If the axe does manage to hit the enemy, it does a lot of damage, more so than the fireball would do. But the fireball is a lot easier to hit enemies with because of its size, and if you're shooting down on an enemy, when it hits the ground it explodes and you can do some damage that way. Not nearly as much as a direct hit would, but still some. And if you miss the axe, it takes quite a while to get it back sometimes, because it has to go all the way to the end of the map and go out of the map a little bit even sometimes before you can actually get it back. And you won't be able to perform melee attacks when you don't have your axe. But there we go, that is the end of the decisive battle, defeat the Cosmic Dragon. And we managed to finish it off with our trusty Blade Wing. Got ourselves that Elemental Knight, which is nice. And an extra 100 GF energy. Anyways, guys, I will see you in the next episode.